What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Blumbo TV, and I'm back again with another video. In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to 1090 Jake. So I guess Ksoo dad got finally sentenced, and we finna see what's the outcome of everything, man. So without further ado, let's get into the video, man. Let's go.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Jacksonville drill rapper Ksoo's dad being sentenced to essentially nothing after testifying against his own son and getting him a life sentence. Now, as everybody already knows, this is Ksoo and his father, and the two of them have been wrapped up into an insane case because Ksoo sought revenge for his brother, who's also his other son. And Ksoo got revenge by blowing dude's face off with an AR pistol. And then when they called Ksoo's dad to come pick them up to get away from the scene because they got chased by the police, crashed, Ksoo ran. The other two co-defendants hid in the house and held a lady hostage and changed her husband's clothes. When they called Ksoo's dad to come pick them up, Ksoo went and did it and became an accessory to a first-degree murder case. Now, Ksoo's dad didn't want anything to do with prison, so he did this.
On January 15, 2020, prior to the murder of Charles McCormick, were you aware of what was going to happen to him that day?
No.
Did you participate in any of the planning of the murder of Charles McCormick?
No.
Were you present when Charles McCormick was murdered?
No.
Did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
No.
So him taking a stand against his son gave Ksoo a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? So he basically testified on his son, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up because it's your son. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways everybody could look at it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, here's one way to look at it. All right. You called your dad. It's not like it was a whole plan where you called your dad. You called your dad out of the blue. He had nothing to do with nothing. But by him being a father, you like, I'm gonna come get him out of trouble. But it's like, damn, you fucked him over. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's fucked up though. Either way, it's fucked up. You know what I mean? But let's continue though.
When did you find out Charles McCormick was going to be murdered? Or, excuse me, when did you find out Charles McCormick had been murdered?
After I picked up Scott and Butter.
So that would be Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner?
Yes.
Scotty is Ksoo's cousin. So Big Blue here is keeping it in the family. He's telling on all the fucking family members.
You indicated you picked them up. How did you know that they needed a ride on January 15, 2020?
My son called me and asked me to go give Scotty a ride.
Which son?
Kareem.
Is that Abdul Jr.?
Yes.
Now, sitting here today, you realize that you are testifying against not only co-defendants, but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I have a number of reasons.
And what are they?
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter. And, when my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm gonna come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay relevance.
I made this clear in the video that I made covering this entire situation. If you, speaking to Ksoo's dad, were a respectable man and took on the responsibility of being a father to Ksoo, you wouldn't have to testify against him later in life because you want to be a father to these other kids you got. If y'all don't know, Blue was in the streets and apparently told way back in the 90s, but he was the influence to Ksoo. He was the introduction to Ksoo's life in the streets. And then when shit hits the fan, he wants to testify on his own son to save his own ass so he can go be a good parent. Yeah, I'm not going for it, but it is what it is, right?
So how y'all feel about that right there? You know what I'm saying? Is y'all riding with y'all son or testify against y'all son? Is y'all riding with y'all son or testify, man? Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this, man.
You can answer.
When she asks me over each year when I'm gonna come take her there, and I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, when he asked me if I'm gonna come to his football games, come take him fishing. My other 6-year-old, he asked me, when I'm gonna come see him, when he begging me, please come see me, daddy. He wanna teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. You know, things like that. My health issues.
What health issues do you have?
I have diabetic. I'm diabetic. I'm high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure. I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
I mean, all that sounds good, but your son stood over somebody and knocked their fucking face off with an AI pistol. So it's like, I want to get out of this situation because, I got diabetes and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. But, I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all fucking family punishing shit. And then we're supposed to feel bad that your blood sugar is fucked up.
Has becoming a witness in this case negatively impacted?
Hey, man, I'm going to say this, though. There's the consequences of thugging right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the consequences of thugging. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. Continue, though.
Your relationship with your entire family?
Duh.
Well, I really don't have no more relationship with my family, besides one person.
So a part of your family completely cut you out?
Yeah.
When people know that you're cooperating, does that make it easier or harder for you when you're incarcerated?
Well, it make it harder for me.
What about when you get out?
Extremely harder.
Is cooperating in this case something that is easy for you to do?
No, this is the most hardest decision I've had to make in my life.
So he claims this is the hottest decision he's ever had to make in his life. And, he might not be wrong in that. It's either do basically the rest of his life in prison for something his son did, or put his son away for the rest of his son's life so he can have freedom. I'm gonna play the clip of Ksoo being sentenced, and then we're gonna get into what Ksoo's dad was sentenced to, just for comparison, and then I'll double back and give my own personal thoughts on this situation.
First, today we now know a local rapper and his cousin will spend the rest of their lives in prison. Hakeem Robinson, also known as Ksoo, along with Leroy Whitaker Jr., were sentenced today in the death of Charles McCormick Jr. Our Haja Baj joining us live outside the Duval County Courthouse this evening. And Haja, tell us more about what happened inside the courtroom.
Yeah, guys, I was in the courtroom today when Robinson and Whitaker found out they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars without parole. Now, both men declined to speak as the judge announced their sentences.
His life was taken unjustly, and the ripple effect of the act that has forever changed his family, friends, and community. But it brings some kind of relief knowing that this individual will no longer have the power to take another life.
Is there anything you wish to say? Okay. By unanimous verdict, and at this time, this court will then adjudicate you guilty of that offense and sentence you to the only lawful sentence that this court can impose, and that is mandatory life in prison without the eligibility for parole.
Jacksonville rapper Hakeem.
Yeah, just so y'all know, in the state of Florida, there is no parole. So when you go to prison with a sentence like that, it's done. You gotta die or appeal it.
At that point, this shit is real. Once the motherfucker said life, that's it. And then see how he just said there's no parole in the state of Florida. Either you die in that motherfucker or you get an appeal. An appeal is like you might get a pill quick, you might not get a pill. You might wait 20 years, you might wait 30 years till you get your first appeal. You feel me? You might wait 5 years, you might wait 10 years. It varies, like whatever, you feel me? So ain't no telling. You might spend damn near the rest of your life before you get your first appeal. And then the type of situation they went through, but all the co-defendants is telling on him, his dad telling on him, the other dude telling on him. Only person that remained solid was Scotty. Okay, so that's it. So it's like, can you appeal and win that? Unless they come back on their words. You see what I'm saying? This shit is no joke. Like I said, this is the consequence of thugging. Yeah, that shit might be cool, ops and all that. This is it right here. This is the reality of it right here. No cap. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue though.
But there's no parole. Same thing as if you get out, because in Florida you have to serve 85% of your sentence. So you can get gain time and be early released technically. But when you get out, you're not on parole either. You're just out. You're free. They give you $50 in a bus pass to wherever the fuck you want to go. And that's it. But there's no getting out of this unless you appeal it and beat it. And keep in mind, Ksoo is still fighting another murder case. So yeah, just to think about.
Team Robinson, also known as Ksoo, and his cousin Leroy Whitaker Jr. were sentenced Wednesday to life in prison without parole for the 2020 killing of 23-year-old.
So he has another body he have to go to court for. So he already got life for one. Now he has to go fight for another one. So if he lose that, that's 2 life sentences. You get this shit. I boy never ever see daylight.
Charles McCormick Jr. According to the police, McCormick was shot on January 15, 2020 at Dames Point Plaza in Arlington. An off-duty officer witnessed the shooting and said the gunman stood over McCormick and fired a rifle before fleeing in a Nissan Altima. The officer pursued the car until it crashed. 3 people ran from the scene. Robinson and Whitaker were later arrested and charged with first-degree murder. A jury unanimously found Robinson guilty for first-degree murder on July 31st of this year. Family members of McCormick were in the courtroom, sharing their grief and sending a message to the community.
We pray that this moment causes reflection, not only for those being sentenced, but for anyone listening. One reckless moment, one decision can destroy many lives, including your own. As a community, we must take a stand against music and messages that glorify real violence and the loss of innocent lives.
No, I'm gonna just say this shit just to keep it a buck. Lil Buck got killed for dropping a diss song, right? So a lot of people are mad that Ksoo, he had an album cover with a bunch of dead people on it. Ksoo dissed the dead. Lil Buck got hit for dissing the dead. So it ain't like he's a fucking angel in this situation. Let's just keep that shit 1,000. That's why he got hit. But
That's a fact too. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I'm gonna say it like this. Motherfuckers be knowing though. Motherfuckers be knowing what be going on. I understand. You feel me? It's fucked up, whatever. Condolences to the family, whatever, you feel me? But you know what you doing out here in these streets. They know what they doing out here in these streets. You see what I'm saying? Just like bro say, it's not like bro is an angel. Bro's out that bitch slanging that bitch too. You feel me? So,
breaking news. Father of Jacksonville rapper Ksoo sentenced to time served for a role in Charles McCormick's murder. If y'all don't know what time served is, that means he's free. He doesn't have to serve any time. No jail, no prison, nothing. He's done. The father of Jacksonville rapper Ksoo was sentenced to time served on Friday for his role in the 2020 murder of Charles Lil Buck McCormick Jr., marking an end to a case in which 2 others received life sentences. Abdul Robinson Sr. pleaded guilty to helping his nephew Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Butter Barner escape after the murder. As part of the plea deal, prosecutors called for him to testify against his son Ksoo, real name Hakeem Robinson, during his murder trial. Robinson Sr. was sentenced to 1,898 days in jail. The judge's assistant confirmed with First Coast News that the 54-year-old would be released from police custody Friday. However, the judge sentenced Robinson Sr. to 2 years of community control with electronic monitoring, followed by 3 years of probation with special conditions. So what that means is the 1,000 and something days they sentenced him to, that's how many days he's been in jail. They gave him time served. We're going to sentence you to exactly how much time you've already done. That way it eliminates it. It takes itself out. Community control in the state of Florida is the strictest probation you can be on. It is so easy to fuck up. If you're allowed outside your crib, you have to write down everywhere you go. He's going to be on a GPS mark.
So basically, for him testifying, he got scotch-free for testifying against his son. They really wanted him to testify against his son. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows you better than your dad type shit. So they feel like his testimony was strong enough to convict him based off whatever happened in that situation. You see what I'm saying? And he walked scot-free. Telling on your son is crazy though. I ain't gonna lie.
On today, you got to get permission for everything. This is like getting released by the feds. Community control is not an easy thing to do, right? But it is if you're claiming to be the good father that he's claiming he's going to be going to football games and having tea parties and shit and all that. So he's got community control, he's got probation. All of that's going to equal out to 5 years, right? But he's free as of today. He's coming home. Now, is he going to be able to live in Jacksonville? I don't know. I don't be honest with you. I don't see why not. Cause it's like, who in Ksoo's group is going to take him out? With it seems like all the hitters in ATK are gone, first off, but second off, it's like, who's really going to step on an old man when everyone knows the police are watching him? And Ksoo, I think he's still in the county. He didn't get transferred to prison yet, I don't believe. And he's got to face his other murder case. He has a whole nother murder for killing Julio Fulio's friend, who was like, what, 15 at the time, 16 at the time? Maybe younger, maybe 14, I forget. But we'll just have to wait and see how the Bibby case plays out, because if he gets sentenced to another life sentence for that murder, you can best believe Ksoo's dying in prison. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all.
Yeah, that should be crazy. Like I said, bro, he already got 1 life sentence. And then he have to go to this other murder. 2 life sentences. And like he said, it's not like somebody gonna step up to the plate and go smack his daddy. Allegedly. Feel me? But yeah. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We checking out, man. Let's go.